I grew up in Miami, Arizona, a small copper mining community that was very diverse population-wise. We had people from Yugoslavia, we had people from Italy, we had Chinese, Apaches from nearby San Carlos, and Cornish people, and obviously Mexicanos. And I grew up at a time when we had a totally segregated society. I went to school to the Mexican school. I was not registered to go to school at the American school. And then on weekends, when I wanted to go to the theater to see Hopalong Cassidy and Gene Autry, I paid my money, went in, but I was told up in the balcony, not on the main floor. That's where the Mexicanos were allowed to sit. It's an indication of how thorough segregation was practiced in those small mining communities. The similarity to today is that we have come so far and yet traveled not so far in terms of race relations, where we see official public policymakers enacting legislation that targets, and there's another way to think of it, targets Mexican Americans for treatment that is, I think, undignified, if you will. I've accepted it as an opportunity. It's been challenging in many ways, but I find that I feel that I can encourage young Chicanos to dare to dream big dreams, because there are role models, not citing myself as one, but looking around, we can see people who are heads of nonprofit organizations here in Phoenix in particular, for example. And for many years, the Latino element within the political parties have been the most dynamic element of those parties. And so I do think that for me as a Chicano growing up at this time, I'm excited by the opportunities that are opening themselves up within the next decade. I wish that I were not in the sunset of my years, because I do think that there are some exciting times ahead for the Latino community, in that they will be having to take responsibility for leadership in Arizona.